Hey there, Taurus, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Taurus, Rising. Welcome to the New Moon in Pisces reading. Here we are going to do things a little differently this time. I oftentimes will use this to look at what the challenge and the opportunity is, but this time we're going to look at what tools can you use to manifest the magic out of this new moon, because the only thing that's going to stop you is yourself. There is unlimited potential right now. And the reason is because this new moon, it's happening on the 20th or the 19th, depending on where you are in the world. But here it is at 2:06 a.m. on Monday, the 20th of February, Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. It's happening at 1 degree and 22 minutes. That 22 minutes makes that a portal. It is conjunct Saturn, still in Aquarius, but only 3 degrees away. And that Saturn's getting ready to, on the full moon in 2 weeks from now, move into Pisces. And so there's this big, huge portal opening around building a structure around your dreams so you can actually manifest and bring your dreams in and make them come true. We've got Venus that rules your sign. She is still in Pisces at the time of this new moon. She is conjunct Neptune. Neptune co-rules with Jupiter. Okay, and so then like 50 minutes after this new moon, she hops on over into Aries, and within a week or so, she is conjunct at 11 degrees, another portal number with Jupiter in Aries, having the conversation about let's get some action going on manifesting and creating this dream, making this dream a reality. And so I wanted to give you tools to work with. If this is the kind of reading that you would like in the future, let me know if you find this helpful at all, if you enjoy it. If you don't, I would also like to know that. I'm open to hearing what it is that you guys need and what benefits you and what helps you along the way. That's what I'm here to do for you. So let's get into your toolbox here. You have the card of forgiveness. Ooh. So when the moon is in Pisces, it is always about understanding, really unraveling. It is the letting go of, it is the unwinding of the things that block us and stop us, because it's the last sign of the zodiac. And so in Pisces, it would be about the forgiveness of others. Yes, but generally I would say it's about forgiving ourselves for being human. And I say that because when we figure out that it's okay for us to screw things up, it's a lot easier to forgive other people. So let's go to our parents, for instance, right? So many times we think about how our parents have messed us up. And they probably did, okay? But they were messed up. Why? Oh, because their parents are messed up. And so in order for me to have worked my way through some of that energy, was I had to visualize my parents as children. And what did they go through? And when I stood back and I watched them as children and the struggles they were up against, and I thought, well, no wonder they act like that. No wonder they did that. Okay. And then, so I forgave them because they were only doing what they were taught. And the same way that I hope my children can look at me and go, oh, okay, well, you know, she did the best she can. And so when we start looking at doing things as that was the best we can, and we can forgive ourselves because so many things that have gone on in our life was imprinted in ourselves when we were on our small selves, right? When before we were like 7 or 8, things that happen, they become things that affect us that we may not even recognize exactly how that correlates. But when you just start loving that small child that you were and forgiving yourself for making mistakes, then it's really easy to forgive other people. I found that forgiving myself was the hardest hurdle to overcome. So you have the 16, and it says forgiveness. Well, 16, that's the number of the tower. And so I feel like it almost will come to you as a download out of nowhere, like, oh my gosh, yes, that's why, okay, that's why I did that. And you have Uranus in your sign right now that will help you have the sudden downloads and insights as things go on. And it is actually sitting there, at 19 degrees right now. And so it's working its way through. And so you have this tree here, right? That's the family tree. It's issues around that. And Taurus, you are wrapping up a big long cycle of shifting and changing that's happening right now. And so it's okay. It's human, right, to make mistakes. And so learning to unravel and forgive, so at the time of a new moon, we have really low energy. That's fine, right? Accept that that happens. And then just allow yourself the downtime to do this. And so this forgiveness thing, you still have one more eclipse in your sign that doesn't happen until next, October, I want to say like 28th or something like that. And so maybe 25th. So you have this, you still have a little bit of ways to go here. And so over the course of this year, this is the door that opens everything up for you, is the ability to work through these things, to forgive and release. I know people say forgive and forget. Don't forget the lessons you've learned along the way. I think that's silly. But I do think that compassion and kindness that we share with ourselves allows us to give it to others. And so you have here the Gaia Stone and Crystalberry as crystals to work with, and you have copper. Copper helps to move energy. So there's a definite need to move some energy through your system. Forgiveness will definitely do that. So this is emotional energy. Gosh, if you could get into a pool and swim, I think you'd really find that very helpful. So give yourself the downtime you need. So it says to reevaluate your life and all that has transpired, as the changes will be forthcoming. Know that this is taking a little bit of a time out is necessary. And so this is something you're going to want to give yourself every month. And I think that the times to give it, you actually have a couple of opportunities here, but the moon in Pisces showed up again. And so I think that when the moon is in Pisces every month is a good time to kind of, if you're feeling the need to take a little downtime and quiet time for yourself, go ahead and do that and use it to peel back the layers. They're saying it's like an onion, and it's like peeling back some layers to really work with it. So it's always good to figure out how to forgive ourselves. That's first. I think we're really harshly critical of other people because then we don't have to look at ourselves. And so when we learn to look at ourselves first, not critically, but in a compassionate, kind way, it's really easy to do it for others. And you have the High Lady of love and compassion that came with it, right? And she talks about the reverence, the kindness, and the consideration. And I think this is the self-love that you give to yourself. And then it will just naturally flow out from you to others. And so it always is good to start with yourself. And so even though it's a new moon, it's an opportunity for you to step into a new part of the journey, the one where you let go of. It's still because you still have eclipse energy coming in your sign. You've got the Scorpio eclipse coming on May 5th while the sun is in your sign, and then you have a full moon eclipse coming when the sun is in Scorpio to wrap up this cycle. And so this is energy around the next stage. I think you've figured out a lot of things that you want to do and changes you want to make. The next stage is to say, it's okay that I did what I did when I did, because when I did that, it seemed like the right thing to do. But now I've grown, I've learned that the next appropriate step for me is this. And one of those things to do is forgive yourself and others for any mistakes made along the way as we're all learning and growing. So you have this moon in Pisces says, talk less, feel more. So it's okay to pull your energy in, especially at a new moon, to pull your energy in and feel what you feel. And I think really whenever the moon is in Pisces, every month, take those couple of days to feel into that energy. And then you have leave the past behind. Right? So this is about forgiving. This is an opportunity for redemption, rebirth, and regeneration. But this is a regeneration of yourself. You have to keep your heart open and leave the past behind. The past sense of unworthiness and lack and harsh words that you may have spoken or things that you may have done that you wish that you hadn't. Walking through life dragging regret behind us is never a good idea. It is not. The difference is you can't, when people say, I don't have any regrets because I didn't do anything wrong, or I choose not to carry my regrets forward with me. I choose to accept that I'm human. There are things I wish I hadn't done, but I'm not going to sit around regretting the fact that I was learning and growing. That seems silly, because if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it's not really about anchoring your life down into regret, but it is about acknowledging the opportunities for learning and growing that you had, and acknowledging that it was okay that you did that. That was then, this is now. So you leave the past in the past, and you just commit to making changes moving forward that you feel are appropriate. So keep your heart open. This is Libra moon. So you have 3 opportunities every month to really work with this energy. They come really, it's really interesting because these 2 are initiating. Okay. So in the mutable sign, the changeable energy of Pisces, it's okay to get into your feelings about us. And then when things are in the earth sign, fellow earth sign, but it's an initiating sign about leaving the past behind. It's about when the moon is in Capricorn, think about, okay, well, what steps do I take moving forward? What steps do I take moving forward that bring in more joy and more happiness? And then when the moon is in Libra, an air sign, but it's in the sign of like partnership energy, right? So it's about thinking then about, okay, well, how can I leave my heart open to new opportunities? It's not about closing down and shutting out other people, not letting anybody else hurt me, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I mean, it's about recognizing that we're all on this journey. And you have this copper. I am a conduit for goodness and prosperity. I receive inspiration and great wealth. Sorry about that, Taurus. I know you hate that part. This amplifies your courage and your confidence. It allows you to move energy through. But I love this. Okay, so write this down. I am a conduit for goodness and prosperity. I receive inspiration and great wealth. So that wealth, though, it feels like the wealth of self-love, to be honest. Because this feels like this is about the wealth of understanding of yourself, how you got there, and opening your heart up to new opportunities to deepen love in existing relationships or in new relationships, whatever it is that you have. So you have, this is about taking care of yourself, kindness and compassion, right? You have the High Lady of Love and Compassion. This is mudras, okay? So mudras are the way we focus energy by using our hands to focus our energy to manifest what we're looking to manifest. It's a class I teach. I really enjoy it. And you have the one of compassion, right? The High Lady of Love and Compassion, keeping your heart open, forgiving yourself. And it comes with the mantra, I sense and open to perfect balance and understanding. I sense and open, keeping your heart open. I sense and open to perfect balance and understanding. So I'm going to put this up here, take a good screenshot of that. And then we're going to discuss how to do this. And this is something that you could do, especially at the time of this new moon in Pisces. And I would say whenever the moon is in Pisces, take a moment to sit with this energy and do this. So you're going to take your left hand. That's because that's where your heart is, and that's the receiving energy, right? And we're going to kind of cup that. And then we're going to take the right hand. This is the action hand. This is the masculine energy. And we're going to give to ourselves right here in the heart space. Hold it right up by your heart. We're going to give to ourselves kindness and compassion. And take a nice deep breath in, extending your belly out, so in through the nose. And then exhale, pushing the belly button back to the spine, and blowing out the lower vibrational, it feels like negative self-talk and condemnation. Inhale, kindness and compassion and self-love, and exhale. Any thoughts that maybe we didn't do something right? It doesn't matter. We're learning and growing. Inhale, self-love, kindness, and compassion. Feel it filling up your whole body with this beautiful pink energy. And then exhaling. And spend a little bit of time doing that. And allow yourself the space and the grace to acknowledge you didn't get everything right. And that is okay, because that is part of the human journey and the human experience. All right, guys, I hope you found that helpful. I'm on Facebook every day. You guys take great care. If you like this kind of a video, let me know. If you don't, I want to know that too. All right, I'll talk to you soon.